Thanks for tuning in to Positioning Your Passion podcast. I'm your host, Nah, and I'm here with really one of my favorite people, Kayla Maheffey. Thank you so much for joining us
No,
and
thank
saying
you.
yes for being on the podcast.
Hmm.
To kick it off,
Yeah, yeah.
where are you from?
I'm from the South Side Chicago. Yeah, yeah.
Where specifically?
I was actually born in Roseland. People,
Out south.
I know, yeah. People always forget that, like, I'm from the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, people like get like scared, like, whoa, the hundreds. Like, I'm like, look,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
I'm
I used to
from
live on
Roseland.
119. So,
Oh, 119. I
mm-hmm.
was 121st.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. So I was born in Roseland. I grew up actually like in the neighborhood of like West Pullman. So I went to the school. I don't know if you know Metcalf.
No.
Oh, dang. Do you know like any high schools like Finger and all
No,
that?
I just so I lived out there, but then I used
Yeah.
to go to House of Hope.
Yes, I know what that is. Yes,
Yeah, so
yes,
that was
yes.
when they won on 119, and then they
Yeah.
moved to the mega church,
Okay, I know
Salem.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
Salem. Yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep. I was in that. Yeah,
You a Salem kid?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Well,
didn't
we
stay there
probably was.
long,
Yeah.
but we were out there. Yeah, the whole church is a whole other beast.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Um, what high school did you go to?
Actually, for a bit, we lived in Chicago until I was literally graduated from eighth grade from Metcalf, and then we went and moved to Portage, Indiana. So actually, I went to school in
Wow.
Indiana for 4 years. Then we moved right back to the south
Wow.
side of
What
Chicago.
was that like? Like,
It was
cause I feel like you be excited coming out of
it.
eighth grade to go to
I
high
know,
school, and then for
yeah,
you to like
because I think I was gonna
move.
actually go to what does it start with the it was between was it Gwendolyn Brooks or it was I forgot what it starts. They wear the red and the khaki. Is it
I
like
don't know.
I
Maybe
think it's
Julian.
no, it's not. It's not
Okay.
Julian. It's something like kind of way off, but whatever it was. But I was supposed to go to like probably Gwendolyn Brooks or somewhere in there. But
Mhm.
I'm going to Portage, Indiana. It was a culture shock. So I was used to seeing like buildings and it's like a lot of plain fields, a lot of cornfields.
Mhm.
Not that many people out there, at all, and like basically that whole like part of that town went to the same high school, so because it was
Close
nothing,
knit. Yeah.
yeah, it was nothing around there, so like they were actually building when we came out there, but it was good in a sense that like everybody kind of kept to themselves. So even though like I was like one of the few black kids when I first came there, so it was only like me and like 10 other people and we like stayed
Yeah.
close
Y'all found
together.
y'all crew. Yeah. Band
So
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like by the time we graduated it was a little bit more, but that was like but besides that the school wasn't the worst school. They actually had a really good art programs out there, surprisingly. Like,
Mhm.
I knew how to throw clay. I found out how to do that. I knew how to oil paint after I went to the school of watercolor. So
Mhm.
a lot of our schools, they started kind of taking out all the
All the
curriculum,
art stuff. Yeah.
like later on, but they actually had like all that.
Yeah. All of it.
Yeah, so that was different. So I
Yeah.
actually got to learn like a lot
Yeah. What
from
was high
actually
school
school.
Kayla like? What were you into?
It
What
was
was your
I well kind of the same stuff. I always took a lot of art classes. I always read all the time. Like I was like the librarian's like favorite. Like I was that kid. Like always taking out books, always reading. Teachers always liked me to an extent, and I always kept good grades and all that stuff. I wasn't like a kid that slacked off, never like ditched school or anything.
Mhm.
And I could have graduated early, but my mom was like, no. She was
No.
like, you need to
Don't
be
want you to
doing
grow up
something.
too fast.
Right,
Yeah.
right. She's like, no, you're gonna stay in school. I'm like, dang, because I wasn't gonna be like, I was actually could have left a junior year, but I was like, I stayed
You
and just
stayed and finished
yeah
out.
finished out, and I just took random art classes.
Yeah. What
Like
was the
literally,
first thing you remember
yeah.
like being passionate about?
Being passionate about. See, like, I know it's gonna sound like repetitive, but like I've always knew even from like a baby that I was gonna be an artist.
Really?
Yes, like you can ask anybody in my family, they like, okay, Kayla's gonna be an artist. Like I was that kid. Like every like Christmas, it was give me like paper
Like give
supplies.
me art supplies.
That was
Yeah.
it. That's all I wanted. So every time it was always just that. And then
Mhm.
I would like, of course, like I said, read. I want books, and then art. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
You knew.
yeah. I just knew. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then what were some of like I guess the artists that you were looking at or looking to? Were you being
Yeah.
inspired or you just like knew for yourself like
Yeah,
I
I
want to
always
do
knew
this?
for myself, and I was always into like cartoons, like say graphic novels and all that stuff. So I was actually more leaning towards not the more traditional aspect. I wasn't in the fine art scene like at all. I didn't like know most fine art, which is crazy now to think about it because
Mhm.
that's what I'm
That's
doing.
where you're
But
at. Yeah.
like back then, I just knew the same like the grades like Da Vinci or
Mhm.
those, but that was kind of where it stopped at. but actually I knew more illustrators and like animators, like all the like the Chuck Jones, the Hanna Barbera, all that
Mhm.
Disney. So that was where I kind of was like at, and even with like graphic novels, I was always like Mike Mignola. So that was like
Mhm.
later. I had to like learn because I was more in the illustrative part, and I was actually gonna be an illustrator.
Oh
And
wow.
then later on, it was like, okay,
That makes sense
yeah,
cuz I think a lot
yeah,
of your work is like this world building
yeah.
and like yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I was actually gonna go that route, and then during college, that's when I kind of
Where'd you study and like what was that
yeah.
pivot? Like how did you come to that like
I was well after like high school, so we moved back, and then I went to American Academy of Art. It's right across the street from the Art Institute. It's like a
oh
really,
nice.
it's like it's not the Art Institute, but it's like a really small school. It's not even there no more.
Okay.
Like it was like right on the corner. Do you know like across the street from like Osaka, like adjacent? Do you know like
No,
the
but I do know
new?
what an art institute
Okay,
is.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So it's like on that same block, or right across the street from like on that Michigan area. But that was good. But during the time I was there, like I was studying illustration, and as time went on, I'm drawing everything. They were like, "Oh, like you're." They kind of look down upon the illustrators. So it was almost like
Oh wow.
the people who draw bad go to illustration. That's what they kind of you get that feeling when you were there, like
So you're not like an artist. You're
right.
like
They think of you like
yeah.
something you do to like pay the bills, like oh for advertisement or something like that, or for like some something like that. It's like it's more. They
It's like
feel like it's more.
devaluing.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
feel like it's more basic. It's like always 2D. So when I was drawing and stuff or like painting, they were like, "Oh, you should go into fine art because you're more advanced." So it was
Okay.
always like that. So it was always that thing like change your major, change your major. And I would hear from like teachers and everything, and I was like, I don't really feel like changing my major because
Okay.
I was kind of like I would say stubborn, but I want to kind of like prove them wrong that you can be an illustrator and still have some kind of like technique to your actual craft.
Yeah.
But that was good and all. But then after a while, when I kept going and doing my thing, I kind of like started mixing the two.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, let me put like 2D elements. Let me put like fine art, rendering, and then
Mhm.
that's how I kind of like made my style, and then that's how it became to
That's
be.
what
Yeah,
can be. So
yeah,
how would you
yeah.
do you have a would you define your style in a certain way or
I always call it. See, it's always like a surrealism to it, but it's like I don't like want to give it like too like because sometimes it does lean towards more illustrative. Sometimes it leans way like conceptual, but it's like not abstract, obviously. But I don't really know how to describe it. It's still very figurative. But I
Mhm.
always say like Afro surrealism, kind of in that like range.
Yeah.
But it can lean towards fantasy. It can lean towards some more like something more real. But I like to like kind of mix of them because I still like to. I always say
Yeah.
have more fantasy mixed with like
Reality,
reality.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's super cool.
yeah,
And then you
mm,
were in school
yeah,
and pivoting towards
yeah.
like you did change your major.
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't. Okay, so
I
you
n-
stuck. Yeah, you didn't
no,
listen.
I didn't listen, but I did drop out.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm leaving because I feel like when I was there, like it was that kind of weird, like said that push and pull of like trying to like get me to go in a certain direction.
Okay.
But I feel like they weren't gonna give me what I needed to.
So you left. You said I'm gone.
Yeah, I left.
And then
Yeah.
what did you do after that?
After that, of course, the best thing that happened actually going to college was meeting other people. So like I got to like
You built a little
talk to
network.
right. So I got to get like a whole bunch of friend group, a whole bunch of other artists, and then we were like still want to sell our art or see if we can do it.
Mhm.
So we started like figuring out places like where we can get our art like not sold, but we didn't want to go in a gallery scene yet because we were nobodies. So we
Mhm.
were like, okay, how do we figure out a way to get our like art scene or just like to get an experience? So we started finding places to rent out, and then after that, showing the art that
So
we
like
just made.
DIY.
Yeah,
Y'all just
basically,
created it.
yeah. And then after that, we started showing it, invited friends from college, teachers, and then after that, people started coming through.
Yeah.
Started doing my Instagram page finally,
Yeah.
and then after that, started getting invited to other shows or like doing competitions and stuff.
Oh wow. And
So
then
yeah,
what do you remember the
yeah.
first piece that you sold and what it was and how much you sold it for?
Actually, it was at that show, and it was it had to be around like $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like $200, and I remember one of our it was an oil painting teacher. He came, Mr. Yang, and he was like, and he like tapped me on the shoulder, like, "This is good,"
Yeah.
He liked
And
my
what
work.
year was this?
This was oh my god, this was probably I want to say 20. It's between 2016, 2017. I can't remember which
Okay. And
year.
then
Yeah, yeah.
How much does your work sell for now?
Well, with that size, like it was about like a what at 18 by 24, so maybe around 3-5 grand.
Come on.
Yeah, for that size, it was a
Yeah,
smaller piece.
but that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah. Oh yeah,
transition
from
from
like
like two,
200,
and
yeah,
that's
to
less than that's
yeah,
about a decade.
yeah,
10 years of
yeah,
work, and you've been
yeah.
able to
Mhm.
scale.
Because I think fully, I've been doing art like full time. It's been what 7 years now.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like that was the time I was in school, so like it was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't really raise prices like I could like now. So like,
Mhm.
yeah,
And when you say full time artist, how would you
yeah,
define that?
full time
What does
meaning
it
I
mean
do
to be a
not
full
have
time artist?
having no other
No
like
other source of
no other
income.
source of income besides art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if I do any like advertisement work, if I do any paintings, any like illustration work, it's just that's what my full income is going to. I mean,
Yeah.
coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
advice would you give to an artist that
Yeah.
is in that space of trying to be a full time
Yeah.
artist, but also like
Yeah.
the realist? Like, how does that even? Yeah.
To even start off, I feel like you have to have some kind of self promotion and have like a little bit of business savviness.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of artists jump into it thinking that like, okay, I'm good. So like I'm just gonna like show it like once or twice and then like everybody's gonna be like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And then they're
Yeah.
gonna like start just raising the prices. And I'm like, it's not that easy. Like years of like posting. I was posting almost consistently. If it wasn't once a week, it was almost like every other day just to get eyes on it, just tagging it, sending out, following other galleries, commenting so they can like see that who is this? So trying to figure out a way to like bridge that gap because a lot of galleries don't really. They always say like, "Oh, you can send your portfolio." No, that doesn't work. They're lying to kids if they're saying like you can send they're not gonna look at it. Let's be real. It's like things that is very.
It's more scouted.
It's more scouted, and it's a good time we're living in now because social media is so big.
And
So
that's the
yeah,
landing space to
yeah,
like
exactly. They're looking.
find.
That's where
Yeah.
everybody's looking at. They're looking at online, like no LinkedIn, all that stuff. It's Instagram
Mhm.
all day. Like they looking through everybody's stuff. They're going through. They send all their DMs through you. That's how
Yeah.
you get a lot of like shows or like get invited to group shows. Go out
Mhm.
from other states, all that. So I think that's the best thing I would say is like some kind of promotion for yourself, and also don't. Well, I don't say don't get too big headed because that's like you should be an obvious, but doesn't matter. Some people still kind of fall into that, especially
Mhm.
when you're getting like constant like clientele and all that. But and I would say the other thing is, of course, don't sign any contracts especially when you're new. You don't know a lot of times what's happening.
Mhm.
So just people are like so happy to get into a gallery that they're starting, signing their life away, if you want to say.
Mhm.
And it's like you have to not only read everything, but at this most of the time when you even go to higher positions of the gallery, they're not even writing out many contracts. And that might not be a good thing or a bad thing, but a lot of it is agreeing through like word of mouth or like just conversing with each other. Like this is
Mhm.
what it's gonna be, and then it's just that's it.
Yeah, that cross networking or like
Yeah,
being
yeah,
plugged in,
mm-hmm.
put on.
Yeah. But sometimes the contracts are sometimes worse than a verbal agreement. So like I think I told you before about like how say predatory the art world can be, especially with like contracts with like newer artists trying to like take as much as they can, not only with like money wise, but like just anything. You can be like, don't give your ideas too early. Like I just not too long ago, I just had an email where they were like trying to ask me like to send them ideas about certain things, and I'm like, okay, now what if you take my,
Yeah.
and you just gotta be careful. Like it sounds good. Different agencies, they're like known for like doing like the most prestigious
Mhm.
like stuff, and you're like, why would I send you ideas? And they're serious, they sign with you and everything, but they're like, hey, if you need anything, if you like
Mhm.
get any ideas for something, send them my way. I'm like,
No, why
okay,
would I do that?
right,
Yeah.
like you're just gonna like it
Yeah, you
seems.
can cut me out. There's no like
Yeah,
contract or
it's
anything.
nothing right there. Like when that's like like something like that, yeah, you might need a contract. But with other things, like with galleries, when they're like signing like stuff like getting you to these weird contracts, like 20 paintings for a year.
Mhm.
Each year you need 20 paintings, or you need to make this amount of money. Don't do that either, or don't do contracts where they give you money up front.
Yeah. So
And
like take your time.
yeah,
And
take
like
your
and allow
time.
yourself
Yeah,
to
don't get into
to
all that. That's when art isn't
yeah.
fun anymore.
And then self
Yeah,
promote. That's what
and then self
it
promote.
sounds like.
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing is
Mhm.
like you took the opportunity to just consistently post your
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
and then your audience found you.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
would you say to? I think a lot of times
Yeah.
as we talk about like
Mm.
people being predatory or even being online and
Yeah.
seeing something, you could easily take it.
Oh yeah.
And I noticed for you, like
Yeah.
when you put out your work, you don't watermark.
No,
You
no,
don't.
no,
You just
no.
put it out there, and then it's like,
it messes up
how
the
are you
visual.
able
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
like speaking to like an artist who
yeah,
does want to post more?
yeah.
How like what advice would you give to them in terms of like just being able to like do it and self promote without the fear of like, oh, somebody's gonna run across and take my stuff, or
See,
this is gonna, like
yeah,
how do you
yeah. How do you
navigate that,
see? That's like the only thing I can think of besides like
or how did you navigate it?
well, yeah. You always want to like make sure like you're tagging like even you're not tagging yourself, but like even like hashtag like your name to make sure even if it comes back. So like even when you still type in my name, like even if it's not watermark, like all my pieces come up that I've like the like hashtag Kayla Maheffey or Kayla made art,
Mm-hmm.
and just to have like some kind of trail, so like it can still come back to you because it's difficult nowadays for like nothing not to get stolen or like ripped off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I still see like I don't know what art it is. It's like an artist like in Brazil right now. Like he does all my pieces over
Oh wow.
like as murals and stuff. Like they're not the same quality, but the whole point is that he does almost like every single me and I don't know if you know the artist Dolk.
No.
Yeah, but he does both of our pieces, and it's like and everybody was like telling me about it. I'm like, I can't really do much because once it's on the internet, somebody can
Yeah, they can take that
that
adaptation
image,
or
yeah,
interpret
and
it.
then like do whatever they kind of want with it. It's kind of a thing like same thing when people like have like their face on the internet and they get like people like say, hey, I saw somebody with like my face tattooed on somebody's body. You can't
Mhm.
really like what can you do about that? Like it's a thing you can't fear it as much as you think you can like you should. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it can be sometimes even promotional, not always, but
Mhm.
it was kind of bad in the beginning.
It's kind of like how you spin it or how you
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, cuz like in the beginning I would see it every so often. It was only one time I've seen like it was an actual tattoo artist and she was actually a known tattoo artist. And that's when I only had like about like 5,000 maybe at
Mhm.
most like followers. And then like but she did redesign it, but it was like the same exact like piece that I put. And that's when I was still in college.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like big or anything. It wasn't even in my style that I do now, but it was like a little quick like illustration. It was in black and white, and it was a tattoo of it, almost down to like exactly what it
Everything.
think. But it just wasn't her style. But the
Yeah.
composition was the same, like the same little elements. But it was just like I didn't know what to do. I'm like, dang, like what do I do about that?
Uh-huh.
But it didn't stop me though. It didn't like deter me like too much. It's almost a thing where you gotta have to like
Yeah, it's like flattery.
yeah
Yeah, in a
yeah
way, it's like
yeah
you use it.
yeah.
So for your what is it? Posting online,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever or one, have you ever had like a point where I feel like with social media, a lot of people build their platforms off just resharing cool stuff
Mm,
or resharing art.
yeah.
And then it becomes like, well, you're using me to promote your thing that you're
Oh
doing.
yeah
Like, you're
yeah
not
yeah.
necessarily stealing my work,
Right. I see what you
but you're
mean.
reposting me. And I think now in social
Oh yeah.
media, we don't let people like pass. Like, we'll be in the comments,
Yeah
like
yeah yeah.
making
Like
like
this is
shaming
yeah. Like
people.
this is
But
this work.
like
Yeah
a decade ago,
yeah.
people was just doing
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know what I
People
mean?
were
Like
people
it,
were getting like famous off of just doing like
yeah,
almost like not essentially like a fan page, but almost kind of like
exactly.
yeah, and just making like tons of content.
Yeah. So have
Yeah.
you had to navigate that or like what is or even in today's
Surprisingly, no.
climate?
I
Okay.
don't think I've only seen it. Only time I've it kind of happens because I'm not really on TikTok like that. Like, but that's the only time I kind of see it. Like, where they'll like have like a, but they do kind of make it like a fan page. So I
Mhm.
kind of like, I'm kind of giving a little bit of like leeway. I'm like, yeah, it's not. I'm not too worried about it. I haven't. I think only seen it once, and good thing I have somewhat of a following because they did do what you just said. Like
Yeah, they're like,
everybody,
we know that's
yeah,
Kayla. Like,
it
nah,
came
you
from. I felt
know.
kind of bad. They like came and attacked the person, and they took it down. And I was like, oh dang. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, it's okay, Haley. We took care of it. I'm like, oh god. Like I don't want
Yeah.
like send people out there like to attack people, but yeah, it does become like I feel bad for like if it's happening to like smaller artists because they don't have like as much
of a fan base
yeah
that's gonna
or
kind of
right
come and correct
right
it, and
exactly, or they don't
yeah,
have control, like even to the point where I've seen somebody have like, let's say like 5,000, 3,000 followers, and then the people who are stealing their content might have like 10, and it's like they couldn't report them enough because they're like, hey, like this person has more than you, so it's like,
yeah,
are you sure you're the that's
right.
messed
It's like,
up.
yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, I
So what
wouldn't
would you
know.
say to that younger
See,
artist though?
that's like that's yeah, that's difficult because it's like you don't want to tell them like to like you can't like scrap it, but at the same time, only thing I can think of is like find a different way of going about posting, because I know I had to do it with only like once with a person, and I had to only post. I think I only had to post on TikTok,
Okay.
like certain videos, and I couldn't post it on Instagram because I didn't even know Instagram had it where you can like literally save a whole like video or a picture. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. I'm not
Yeah.
tech savvy at all. I didn't know you can just take a whole like and download it. But so that's what they were doing, like downloading like the videos and like putting them on TikTok. But the only way I got around that was only like posting certain videos directly on TikTok, so mine to be first.
Yeah. So just like
Right.
limiting. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like that was the
Yeah.
only way I can get around
Yeah.
it. Like only videos on TikTok if I wanted to do a post of like a painting,
Mhm.
only on Instagram. So I had to like diversify like how I post it.
No, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's like the takeaway is like, don't be defeated, but
Yeah,
like
don't
get
no.
get more creative and
Yeah, you have to
find
find
another.
ways
Mhm.
to go about it.
But ultimately, if you do the work and you keep being
Yeah, yeah,
consistent, you're
yeah.
gonna build that fan
That
base of
fan base.
people who are gonna know your work,
Oh yeah.
recognize it, and you don't have to worry
No, you don't have to
about
worry
the.
about it as much.
Yeah, you are self-managing.
Yes.
Can you talk about what that means and
Yeah.
like
Yes.
why? Why have you chosen to not have a sign to an agency or
Sign
have a manager? Yeah.
the problem with me is not as much as with other people. I've heard people have really good, relationships with their managers. Like I've a lot of artists, but I just haven't been lucky to find like a really good manager. It's always turns or agency. It always turns into more of a control thing, like especially when it comes to like funds and everything. It's like when a manager, obviously they make money a lot of times when you make money,
Yeah.
so it turns into like, oh, like get as much work out so I can get paid. And
Mm.
that's kind of where it kind of always rubbed me the wrong way with getting managers. So, and then the thing that helped me too was in the beginning, since I had somewhat of a fan base already.
Yeah.
People were asking like, "Oh, okay, can I have this painting or whatever?" And I knew I had to make invoices, and then I had to send it out. And I found out how to do like links by watching YouTube videos
Mhm.
and stuff. So that kind of helped, give me like where I kind of knew how to do stuff already. So
Yeah.
then I
You were
became
empowered. Yeah, you were like, yeah.
right. Same thing with like shipping stuff. Like I had to figure out like how to ship something like correctly, how to wrap correctly, how to frame correctly to send something off. So by the time I was already like even making a certain amount of money, like
It's
now
like I'm not gonna share
right,
that.
I'm not gonna
I'm
share it.
doing it.
I'm
Yeah,
already doing
yeah.
it. The only thing I do have, it'll have Rachel now, so she's answering like my emails.
You
But
have an
that's
assistant.
you have an assistant, right?
Yeah.
So like that's been good. But like I said, even then, like if she needs to run something by me, she still have to come through me and say like, hey,
Yeah.
like
And do
what
you
do you
see
think of
that
this?
as like
Yeah,
something that works? Do you want a
yeah.
manager? Or do you feel like it's
We'll see if it's like if we can make like if it's a really good trade off, and I can see like some kind of progression from what I'm doing. A manager wouldn't seem too bad, especially with moving with certain like fields, like things that I don't like, haven't been there before. Like when people
yeah.
start going to like blue chip galleries and museums, maybe. And even then, like I can always send stuff to like lawyers, like look over through other people that I might know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look over this really quick,
Mhm.
to get around like getting a manager.
You
Yeah.
know. That's amazing and I think very like
Mm-hmm.
inspiring to
Mm-hmm.
know that like yes, I can put out
Yeah.
this level of work and still handle all the back end
Mm-hmm.
admin,
Yeah.
but then also I'm keeping 100% and I'm
Right.
not splitting myself.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like as an artist
Right.
being
Is good.
it's
Yeah.
rare,
Yeah. Always rare.
yeah.
Cause I
So
think
shout out to you for
yeah.
that
Thank
and
you.
holding it down.
Thank you.
I personally hope you
Yeah.
stay without a manager for
I
as long
hope
as
I
you,
can.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you do, you have people that are more like project managers,
Exactly. Like
you
when
know,
certain things like come up, then
exactly.
I can do something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to that artist that is thinking about signing? You talked about it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but um what feels right when signing it to an agency or to a manager? Is there
Yeah.
like is one over the other, or like what? Yeah.
Like I feel like, and I know it's like cliche to say like follow your like if you feel something is like off, but you will be surprised how many times people have said they felt something off and they still sign something. So I'm like, so so I still say it anyway because some people like it felt wrong, but like I'm like it might be good. I'm like no, that's not good. If
No,
it's
no,
feeling
yeah.
something, it's
Listen
feeling
to
off.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's underrated to say that, but well not underrated, it's almost overrated, but I feel like you should kind of listen to when something feels like if it feels like it's too much work, if it feels like sketchy, it probably is. Like I told you, if it's like something, if you feel like they're taking more than what they need to be taking, you should probably like speak up. Because I feel like that's another thing that's not talked about enough in the art realm. Is like you can kind of go back and forth. You can kind of like not say compromise, but
You can
you can
negotiate.
negotiate exactly. Like you don't have to. They say it's like one way, like oh it's 50-50. But then you get talking long enough. If you have somewhat of a little bit of a pool, if you have you have the clientele, it's like they'll kind of sway a little bit more than you think they would. But they're kind of hoping you don't speak up. So it's best to just still speak up just in case, because they
Mm-hmm.
might just. I've got out of deals where it was like a whole 50-50 split, and I'm like, hey, like look, I know a collector of mine is gonna buy it, so we can just. I mean, it's cute that it's in the whatever gallery or scene it is, but
Yeah.
like,
But I'm moving the work.
right,
I'm
I'm
selling
moving
the
the
work.
work, so
Yeah.
like you can get some of it, but you're not taking 50. You're not really gonna promote it. Like it's already probably sold, and that's not to be like cocky about it. Just just know it is. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's just right now it's just sitting, like it's
Yeah.
just sitting in the space. Now there are galleries that are like way like in different environments where I won't even be able to touch, so that'd be different. But when it's like your local gallery down the street, you're already selling pretty consistently between a $5,000 $20,000 range. It's like like I
Mm-hmm.
think I can just you can do something. You can probably take a little bit, but not you're not taking 50% of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's that negotiation like look like for you? Like,
Like
are you at a point where if you are doing something
yeah.
in partnership, do you have a non-negotiable, or
Non negotiable.
of like, I at least want
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
I at least want majority,
Usually it
or
depends. Like if it's I think the most I've gotten like from like a regular like a gallery from like negotiating is usually like a 70-30.
let's go.
Yeah, cuz I'm like at this point it's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's me.
Yeah, it's me. Right. But at the same point, but if it's like if it's somewhere I always tell people if you're in a different space and you're moving to a different like area, different like say you're moving up, you're like going to that blue chip or whatever, maybe. And I'm not saying just give them your money because they're blue chip. Don't I'm not saying that, but you all start somewhere and we all have to like move up. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
been there with the 50-50, and then I got to a point where it was 50-50 of 200,000. I'm like, okay, you know, 100 grand, 100 grand. That split is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing that I can't do? Oh, we're shipping the work. Okay, I can ship my own work. Now, if I ship my own work, how much is that?
Right.
It's like it doesn't make as much sense as they think it does. And if you start talking about it more, they're like, they won't argue with it. They're like, yeah, they know that it's
Ridiculous. Yeah.
bad. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, we can work something out. And that's usually what it comes down to. You just have to like kind of like speak up for
Yeah.
yourself.
Don't be afraid to speak up and
Yeah, yeah,
negotiate.
yeah.
No, that's
What's
great
the worst that can
advice.
happen?
Mm-hmm.
Even though like some people are scared of like getting like blackballed out of the art world, but at the same time, if you have a nice bit of clientele, they'll probably still rock with you, even though,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Have you been able to nurture your collectors? And like, as a
yeah.
black artist, how
Mm-hmm.
important is it for your collectors to reflect your own identity?
At first, I did. I'm not gonna lie, So at first, it was like that kind of thing, like especially when it was more like I won't say like darker stories or like certain things that only like
Like sensitive.
right,
Yeah.
right, sensitive topics or anything that I know like only like us black folks would know what's happening or like
Mm-hmm.
certain subject matter. But as time went on, I saw like how different pieces touch certain people.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a thing I didn't want to like gatekeep something that I knew that people would like. And then not only that, it was a certain time after a while my collectors kind of moved in a different direction anyway. They were always kind of like it was always a mix up anyway, but it was a time where like it was all like, I would have like a lot of people with other like ethnicities would buy the work, and then sometimes I would have a show where like most of them would be like all black. Like for the show, actually from this show right here, remember the time
Mm-hmm.
we made it. I came to when I worked at ThinkSpace, and I told him, I'm like, hey, I want, you know, because the subject matter. And I'm like, hey, can we find a way to, let them understand? I'm not gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna tell them. We're gonna tell them,
Yeah.
like, just so everybody knows, everybody's, squared away, so we not like doing some weird, like, no, you can't have it, and not give
Yeah.
a reason.
But being intentional and being
Exactly.
okay with like speaking up
Yeah,
about that.
exactly.
And so where you're at now, is it like, is it kind of like, hey, if you want the piece,
yeah,
you can have it?
Yeah.
Or are you at a point where some of the pieces that you create, you're like, I really want this to be
it depends. Like I
owned
said,
by?
for the most part, if a piece really resonates with somebody, I'll just you can purchase it. But it is those pieces, even if it doesn't, but it works out a lot of times.
Okay.
Because then what happened, like when the show that I just did in October, like the piece with all the three girls, and then people were like, I have daughters, and then the person went to they're like, I got daughters, I need that piece. Or like the other piece where the sowing of the lands, and like being a helper, trying to help everybody community kind of come together. A teacher bought it. She's like, I need that piece because that's me, and it usually works out more than I haven't had recently any like where it was like so far off, like where somebody's like, I want this piece, and it's like some dark subject matter they don't know what it's about. Usually people kind of get where they want to, like what they want to collect, and they kind of know what story they want like placed in their environment, so they kind of almost like navigate themselves. It works out anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last year you hosted a solo show. Yeah. Can you talk about like why did you chose to host it by yourself independently and not work in partnership? And then what did that take?
Yeah, navigating it was one of the hardest things. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it was still, is it worth what the galleries in 50 no. But is it like, was it like a nice bit of work? Did I have to like, was it a lot of sleepless nights? Yes. Was I stressed out? Yes. So did I miss out on like not hanging out with friends? Yeah. But it was worth it because I just wanted to see if I could do it. It was a lot to put together, getting the collectors in order, getting everything, like all the pieces done in time, getting them all framed, pricing them, sending out emails. So even though it was a lot of work, it was definitely worth it in the end. But I definitely decided to do it because I felt like I was trying to, in a way, of course I want to do it for myself, but I also want to show artists that it could be done. It's something like, definitely a feat in itself, like to do it, but it's definitely doable.
Right.
Even if you need help, like I still have like like Joe, my friend, like he helped hang the pieces. He got paid, so no, he didn't do it for freebies. But the whole point is, I had to get like help. Like I said, even in other even with promotion, like other people promoted it. You guys all promoted it for me. So, and of course I did it myself too. But just to help out a little bit. But besides that, I feel like, would I do it again? Yeah. But it's like a thing I would like. It's not a thing where I'm like, I'm so scarred, like I would never do this. But
but you proved it to yourself.
Yeah, I proved it to myself.
It's like, I can be this high level or whatever, people are seeing you, but like my work is selling for 20, 30, 40,000, and I don't have to be in collaboration. Like I can do it all myself. And handle the shipping, handle the back end.
You just have to know like how to manage it in a way, like even like people get like scared about expenses. If you're selling somewhat consistently, and like you have to take into account, like you said, that shipping price. So like if it is a like a $30,000 piece, even if it might take like $1,000 to ship it, but it's like that's not the worst, you know.
Yeah, if based off what you're making from it. Yeah.
It's like, okay, now I made 29,000 or so.
Yeah. How much did the show cost you? If you're comfortable
No,
sharing.
good.
How much
Like
did it cost, and then how much did you make?
The renting of the actual space, and what I get it for like what, a week, I think.
It was a week?
It was something like that. It was something like that. Well, that's including
setup. Pre-production. Yep. And then tear down. Yep.
So like that was 5, but you rent by the hour, so $5,000. So I was doing like, what was it, like 4? No, not 4, like 5 hours each day, something like that. And then like for the setup days, I went a little bit longer just in case. So I overpaid just because I was just to make sure, like,
yeah, you was good. You didn't have to.
Exactly. But they were real cool. I can't think of the address right now because I was gonna do a shout out, but but they were really cool. Like a really good space. It was a big space. I think it was what, like almost over.
It was nice. Yeah,
it was like about 15, I think 1,500 square feet. It was a nice space. So because I was trying to find different spots. All of them were
I
like
know, yeah,
they were
yeah.
like in 10 grand for like, and I'm like, no.
Right.
Yeah, like I mean, could have done it, yeah, but I'm like, I don't feel like
Yeah, I don't have to.
I don't
Yeah,
have
there's
to.
something
Yeah.
better for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are other costs? It wasn't just renting the space.
I know the renting space was
Or just give like a
no.
ballpark to compare like what you
The
actually made.
total probably from renting the space, shipping. I got a deal on shipping, so that's another thing. Cause I got to do the, like where they do the art like drop off, so they pick up all the pieces and do it. That was a
Oh,
that's
clutch.
somebody knew
Yeah.
somebody who knew somebody. That was like 1,000 for like 15 paintings. So that was that
Oh,
was a
wow.
yeah, that
Okay.
was a
So we
huge
had
deal.
6 stacks.
So the R6, and then about if you the panels, see those panels I collected over a year, so I wouldn't even know like the amount. Like some of them I had
In
like
terms of
years
your
ago.
canvas?
Yeah, my canvas and everything.
Okay.
So I mean, if I do like
How many were in the show?
15, so but let's say like about let's say two.
Okay.
Say 2,000.
So 8,000.
Yeah, 8,000. Let's just like if I round it, maybe 10.
10.
But for what I made,
What'd
it's
you make?
nothing. Total, it was probably around what like 80.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad at
exactly.
all. Yeah,
All by yourself.
yeah,
And if you would have done it
yeah.
in collaboration,
Oh
that would
yeah,
have
it
been
would have been
you
it
only
would have been 40.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you're doing all the work.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah,
So that's super
yeah.
inspiring. Congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I was there and it was
Yeah.
so
Oh
beautiful.
yeah,
And
thank
I
you.
feel like obviously for you it was like you were also managing sales.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then
Damn,
thank
yeah.
God Rachel came because she was like, "I'm gonna come," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm like, "Who's gonna manage sales?" And she was
Yeah.
like, "I'll do it."
Yeah,
I'm
on
like,
those
"Okay,
other
good."
days, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, good, because I don't feel like having to do like walk around, talk, be the host, and take sales. It's a lot. Yeah. So let's say you still have to have like a little bit of a little bit of help is fine,
Mhm.
but like for the most part, yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you navigate saying yes and then saying no, like in this season of
Well, when I first started, it was different because I was,
yeah, yes to everything.
I guess
Yeah, I'm
like
out
okay,
here.
yeah,
I'm out
right.
here.
Like
Yeah.
I need money, like I need promotion. But I was saying yes, but I never did anything for free. That's one thing I feel like some people need to know. Like just because it's an opportunity, don't just say yes just to get like any kind of promotion. You still need to get paid.
Mhm.
So your time is still
It's
is
valuable. Yeah.
valuable. So like that's the only thing. The no came easier as time went on when things got busy. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel bad because I knew something. It's almost like you have to still believe in yourself enough to know like something else is gonna come along. Don't think like oh dang, if I don't say yes to this, like the
Yeah.
world's
Don't
gonna
thinking like
end.
that scarcity
Yeah, don't think of it
mindset.
like
Yeah.
scared, like you're gonna fall off the face of the earth because like you're not being seen
Mhm.
24/7. Yeah, so I feel like you have to still have kind of some kind of confidence in yourself to know what you want to like, and then also be very like mindful of your time. Like you don't if you're tired, don't keep adding on. Even though people might say, "Well, you do it." I know how to still manage my time
Yeah, yeah.
enough to know like what I can and cannot do.
Mhm.
So if it's getting too busy, I'll say no, even if I want to do it. Like I've had times like,
Yeah.
dang.
Or like a no, not right now.
Yeah, or no,
Yeah.
yeah. That's I always tell people like, don't give them a full no if you really wanted to do it. Tell them like,
It's not the best time or
yeah, like
like
it's not the
revisit.
best time. I'm busy, but if you if you ever want to if you're doing it the next year, like I would definitely be down. Don't be afraid to say that. You can say no, but also leave that door open
Mhm.
because you never know, it might just come back around.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What does your artistic practice look like? Like, how do you create? Like, when do you know it's done?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
because yours is involved.
yeah, yeah,
And I feel like I got a chance to go to your studio
yeah,
once, but I was just like,
yeah, yeah,
and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm working on this. And I
yeah,
was just like, wow.
yeah. I feel
Like,
like
yeah.
mine is like I feel like everybody has like we already know all different artists have like different ways of doing stuff. I'll see something and like the inspiration will be like really quick. It's not like I don't know. It's like I don't think too much about it. It's almost it does come very natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll like have a picture of what I want in my mind, and I'll like hurry before I forget it. I'll like jot it down. It's like the worst sketch. Like people might say like you're an artist. Like it's
Yeah.
like
So you
literally
sketch first.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a quick like it's not even like a good sketch. Like just to get like an idea of what I want to do. Like I'll know
Mm-hmm.
like okay I want this like right here, this kid right here. I want this thing like this kind of pose. I want this to feel this way, and I'll like write down like notes
Mm-hmm.
of like what I want like this to feel like. I'll like write down notes or like a really quick color. palette like scheme on the
Mhm.
side, you know,
Yeah,
like
because you've seen it, and then
yeah,
it's
I
like, okay,
seen it.
now
Like I know
yeah.
how I want it to look. You know, even though it'll eventually change. Like don't get me wrong, it's not gonna look exactly like
Yeah,
how I had
yeah,
it in my
yeah. It's
mind.
like this
But
is where I'm starting.
right, but that's where I'm starting. Is just to get an idea of what I want, and then the actual process of it actually like transforming into something else. Is usually when I'm actually painting. So like I'll have like an idea, like okay, I want like this piece is like blue, like that. I'll have like this. The feeling of it is blue. Like when I did with the Sorrowful Tune, I knew like it needs to be blue. Like it needs to like be a lot of blue. I knew I felt like it needs to be like kind of somber, but it still have like this like really like chill feel to it. I knew I
Mhm.
wanted that like feeling and that mood. So that happened first, and then while I'm painting, you know, of course you add like some red because you know you want the composition to still flow, but it's like you just have to know like what you want the piece to do, like or what it like how you want to move around the paint. And I like I love color, so
Mhm.
like I'll add. I always think like I was gonna be these two colors, and then it's like I start
It's a
adding
whole
stuff, but
yeah.
I still kind of want to keep it somewhat ground. So it still has a color scheme. It still has like a where everything kind of plays off each other. And then when I'm done, that's like I'm not that people think I'm a perfectionist. I'm not. Like
Okay.
I like leave stuff like running like the bottom of the paint and like it might look good. It looks good and everything, but it's more.
It's not that sensitive
It's
to you.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not as sensitive. I know a lot of artists who are very like
Particular.
particular about their work. I'm not. I'll see the piece. I keep doing like a step back.
Mhm.
Like I mean, I know a lot of people haven't seen me paint. That's why I don't like doing murals as much because I
Okay.
can't step back from the piece. Like
To like
yeah,
see
like
what
I'll
is
like
yeah.
paint and then I'll do my head turn. Then I'll paint. Then I'll like lean all the way back in the chair or I'll like stand up and walk back. Then I'll
Uh-huh.
sit back down. It's like a constant like trying to see like
It's
okay
like
this needs more over here. This needs like to balance it out because I want my composition to be
mhm.
somewhat balanced. Everything
Mhm.
has to work the way it does. It has to play off each other to make it like
Yeah, cohesive and
cohesive.
yeah.
Yeah, like I
So
really
for
like
you,
balance.
it being done is like a
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, it's a feeling.
It's a feeling,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
kind of know.
Yeah, like I'm not, and then I'm also a person like I'm gonna have to walk away from it for a bit. Like some people are like, "Oh, I need to keep like working." I'm like, "No, no, just like put it away. Don't let me see it for a bit."
And
And
then I'll revisit, and
and
then
then
maybe
I know I don't remember revisiting
you don't
anything.
know.
I'm like coming back, and I'm like to see how if it looks good,
Okay.
because like the piece I just did, the one with the show with Drew, when I did it, I was like happy doing it. Then when I looked at it, I'm like, why does it seem weird to me? And then I like left it in the back for a bit. And then when I saw it, I was like, that's so beautiful. That's a beautiful painting. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh God, like I created that. But it's almost like something I can't I have to take myself out of it and like because when you're seeing it all day, you don't think of it like it doesn't look like the full picture yet. But then
Mhm.
when I like let it rest for a bit and I can come back to it, I can
Yeah.
see like okay, it's like brand new eyes. I can see like okay, it's finished.
Yeah. Where are
Yeah.
you pulling your inspiration
Yeah.
from in terms of like the worlds that you build? Because I
Yeah.
always wonder like,
Yeah.
are these real people
No.
that
Yeah.
they're like that,
No,
this
no.
is sourced from?
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's always so
Yeah.
much like I don't know, they're just yeah,
Yeah.
just beautiful people. And you're
Yeah.
just like,
I
they're
like
not real,
yeah, they're not real. Like I
but
like people I
could
remember
be.
who told me? I feel like it was it Fanny? I think it was Fanny. I know you know I don't know if
Yeah,
you know.
no
Yeah,
Fanny.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like saying, I like the way you paint kids. They're always so round.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that I do make them like it's like a chibi sense to them. Like they're not fully chibi like fied, but they're like they still have an element. I still pull back from like that animation illustration vibe of like people don't know like their heads are actually like a little bit bigger than the rest of their body. Even if their eyes might be a little bit bigger, they're not completely human looking. They're not proportional as people think they are because I still want them to have a cute element to
That's
them.
that illustrator in you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I
Yeah.
still want to push like different elements, even like with the shadows. Like even when I was for the show, some college students came through, and I was like, I got a little scared because I'm like, oh dang, they're fresh, so they're gonna be like pointing out stuff, and they did. They're like this looks good and all, but like your shadows don't make sense. I'm like, no, they don't need to, but it gives
It
the
works.
no.
Yeah.
As she was saying, she's like, it works, but it's like not. I said, yeah, it doesn't need to be correct because it, once again, you know what how everything feels. Have to make like a balance of everything. Same thing with the kids. Like I could make them really realistic and make them like look exactly like a real kid, but it's like
Yeah.
you have your own like style to
Yeah.
it.
But I think the
Yeah.
figures that they're like, I feel like I would know this
Yeah,
kid,
yeah,
right?
that's the
Like it's
thing.
very
Yeah,
familiar.
and then like
And to know that those
mm-hmm.
are all essentially just people that you or
Yeah,
figures
just
that you've seen in your head,
right,
and then
and then you
now,
draw it out.
yeah,
And then you might change like a little bit because some figures do resemble each other a little bit, and I'll like have to change like the nose a bit or change the eyes or something like the lip shape might change. And then like even with the backgrounds, I'll like pull stuff like I'm like I told you I was always into like animation, graphic novels. So a lot of that like fantasy element, a lot of that stuff comes right back, and it always comes back in my. And of course, I love nature stuff too, so that's why a lot of the backgrounds and everything kind of symbolize like that kind of that feel of like I love flowers, I love animals, so it just goes
It's
right
all the
back.
things that you love, and you're just kind of
Yeah.
continuously,
Yeah.
not say like repurposing, but like
Right.
they're showing up,
Right.
but in like new, fresher
I wouldn't be able to
ways,
paint as much as I do if I didn't enjoy what I was painting. Yeah, what I was painting. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know for sometimes with artists, specifically maybe writers or even musicians, it's like, I gotta be sad, that's where I get my best work, or
No, okay,
for you, or more so better way of saying it, of like, is there advice that you would give to that visual artist of how to develop that discipline to just create beyond emotion? Because I think a lot of times it is, and I feel like you locked in. You probably got a schedule. It's like, I'm painting every day at this time.
Like when I talk about different talk to different artists about this, because like I know everybody else is like a little different. Like I feel like I'm the worst when I'm not doing anything. If I can't, like if I don't create, I get like jittery.
Okay.
Like I'm like it becomes like more. I get more sad doing it that way than I rather be sad and then go paint than to just be like just sitting in my feelings, which that can be. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
But I rather actually do something because it's like I'm doing something. I'm creating, and I get actually happiest when I'm creating. But I don't really have slow days. If it's slow days, it's more because I'm just burnt out. But
it's never, it's like that moment of rest.
It's more of like a rest thing. It's not like more of like a happy or sad. Because I've painted some of my best paintings when I'm sad. I've painted some of the best paintings when I was happy. But I don't really like stop what I'm doing because of it. If anything, like I said, it becomes like more locked in. Like, oh, I'm sad. Like, never, and I really gotta go paint. It's like that. It's like I never get like bored, or like not even say bored, but just like disgusted. I can't paint today. I'm too sad.
Well, committed to the craft. That's what it sounds like. Being able to push through, and then kind of having like a schedule for yourself. And not breaking that. And then seeing what comes out of it. Okay. Well, breaking it,
the thing, like, it gets broken only if I'm like, okay, I'm tired. Like I said, I've been painting for like 4 days, and it's like I went out, so my social battery is like done. So like now I'm like, do I want to paint? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna sleep today.
Like that moment of rest and self-care. But you do have a routine that you're disciplined about. And I think like as an artist that maybe sometimes can get lost because it is the feel of it. It's like a lot of times, I would say, just speaking about musicians, it's that, oh, I've been in a rut and this music has kind of helped me process.
Exactly.
And so
like
now that's what my art is. And it sounds like for you, it's like, it's life. Like whether I'm in up, down, I'm committed to this practice. So. Yeah. You've stayed in Chicago. Through it all. Why?
Because I love my
Come
city.
on.
I love my city.
That was a trick question.
No, it wasn't. No, that is because lately people have been kind of like trying to hate on Chicago. Like, I love Chicago. I love the people. I love the food. I love the neighborhoods. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I love my city.
Chicago.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, like people always ask me if I'm gonna move. Every time I go out to LA, every single time, I don't know why LA people think I want to move to LA.
I mean, we do have a way of going out to LA. Chicago is right. Like historically, we do go out there. Some of us come back, but
yeah. No, If I did move, it wouldn't be somewhere like, wouldn't be West Coast, definitely, of all places. No, like I would move to the South or East Coast before I do West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
The South where?
I don't know. I love Louisiana. We talked about it before.
Okay.
I love a few states. Texas. Everybody's moving to Texas now. I feel like it's over. I wouldn't want to move there.
Dependent. Yeah.
It's like it's a different kind of heat. It's a
different kind, right?
And it's like most of my family actually is from Alabama.
Okay.
So I have like some parts from like my mom's side is Alabama, dad's side is from it's like a little mix up. Some Texas, some Atlanta. People always tell me.
I could see you off on a little lake house.
Yeah.
Just secluded, working on your and like, oh yep, the pieces are shipping from the lake, from the lake house.
Yeah. So like even like I said, I would do something like that, but West Coast is I don't know. It's just a different feeling. I feel like the people are different. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
don't really care for it. I don't know.
Look, you don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
like,
you said, being
yeah,
able to go out there to work, but
yeah,
knowing that like you have everything you need right where
yeah.
you are,
Mm-hmm.
and as much as you are, growing and
Yeah,
moving as an artist, it's like
yeah.
Chicago is
Oh,
good for
Chicago
what
is
you're
my,
doing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
my home. Like I said, and it's that thing where it's like not just around. It's like a definitely like, again like a feeling to it. Like everything, every city has its own like little vibe to it. I feel like Chicago is definitely, as much as we can get rowdy, we're still very chill. In a sense, we still have like a different kind of humbleness that I enjoy a little bit more
Mhm.
than moving to going to other cities, or like it's not as much as a rat race here as it is like if you go to like let's say New York. And I actually like New York, but it is kind of
Yeah, it's like
it's over, yeah, yeah.
hustle,
It's
hustle.
a different kind of hustle,
Uh
and I'm like,
huh.
okay, yeah. Well, I love my New York people, but yeah,
What's something no one knows about you creatively? Like, what else you be doing?
something creatively.
Yeah, or even just like you know, um, pastimey, because you don't just be drawing and
No, no,
making
no, no,
beautiful art all the
no,
time.
no. I love okay, but it's not. I don't know if that's even creative though. I love video games. I love video games.
Yes.
I love video games.
Get into the next levels.
Yeah, I
Super
love.
creative.
But the thing about video, I had to stop for a bit because it's like
You a gamer?
I'm not like that. Okay, I used to be more like definitely like I was
Okay.
into like the RPGs and all that stuff, and that was just like time for something. Like you talking about like 10 hours on a game, and I'm like, my life is like wasting away.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I
Yeah.
was like I
If
feel
you're
like
not a streamer,
yeah,
you
but yeah, if you're
yeah
not
yeah.
streaming I was doing it even before before I
Before
was
that,
older, but
yeah.
even like now, like if I like I got a PlayStation, and like I'll finish like a game, and then like I'll just like sit there and I'm like, okay, now and I won't touch it. And I didn't touch it for like a year,
Okay.
which is crazy because I used to like play like all the time. But I'm like,
Mhm.
it's like I don't feel like it's a waste of time, but because I do love games, but it's like I feel like I can be doing other stuff. Maybe I'm getting older. Like
Well,
it's just
yeah.
the
Maybe you feel
old
like you've
age.
aged out of
Like
it or whatever.
and it's not like I don't feel like it's like I aged. It's like more like it's just I guess finding like something more productive to do.
Mhm.
Like I do like I said, I like doing it every now and then like to pass time. Like if I like okay, I have an hour of like just chilling. I can just
Yeah, it's
be on
like
a
self
game,
care.
right? And then like do that real quick, jump back in to do something else. Like I can do that. But besides that, yeah, I love gaming. I do like cooking. I love cooking, but like I've been trying to still find time. But that even that takes forever, especially if you want to do like, oh, I'm doing everything from scratch.
Oh, you be on
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
That
like,
kind of
I
time.
like doing it. That's the way I grew up though. My mom
That's
doing
what I'm
everything
say.
from scratch. So
Yeah.
like, I don't know anything else. I'm like, this is like a whole to do like a whole like smorgasbord. Like it's gonna take me like 3-4 hours. I'm like, dang. I mean, it tastes good, but then after a while, you don't even want to eat all of it because you just worked
Right. You
and
like these
slaved away in the
leftovers.
kitchen. You're like, no, no, you.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll eat up because you were tasting it while you're cooking it. And I'm like, I don't really gotta.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, everybody else is enjoying it, but I'm like, I'm done
Right.
for the
I'm
day.
done. I didn't had all
Yeah,
my
I've been
yeah.
tasting it for like 3 hours. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's like pretty much it. Like, I mean, I'm pretty like chill when it comes to everything. Like, I love like my animals. Even though I'm down to one now, we might get a dog though,
Okay.
because one of them passed.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, you good. She was old.
I'm
She was
glad I got to meet her
old.
though.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
old though.
Oh, you said that when I
Yeah,
yeah.
she was 19.
Yeah. Cause she
Yeah,
stayed
she was.
upstairs and
Yeah,
she
she
didn't
stayed
come us
upstairs. Yeah,
down.
we had to
Yeah.
start. Like, we had to start picking her
Yeah.
up. We were like
Yeah.
picking her up, and then we were carrying her. And she would like, meow at the bottom of the stairs, and then like
Oh.
basically I'm ready to go upstairs, and we have to pick her up
Right.
and then carry her upstairs. It was to
Well,
get to that
life
point.
well lived.
Yeah, no, she
And
was.
y'all may get a dog.
Yeah, we might get a dog.
Okay.
I'm thinking about getting a dog, but I'm like, I kind of wanna. Once the little one that we have, if she when she go, I might take a break for a little bit because I don't think I want to jump right back in with another animal
Right.
because she's alive. We were gonna get another like a dog while we had her, but I'm like,
That's chill.
yeah, we might just chill for a bit. I don't think I can survive another like those are
Yeah, and
like
then
uh,
what is it? I feel like cats are more like independent. Dogs are like they
the
want you.
one
Like they
that
want you to
passed,
like
the one that passed, she was like
care for me, pet me, do all the
she was
things,
like
yeah.
the baby. She was like my baby. That was my child. Like I birthed her. Like that was my child.
I birthed her.
Like we had her since she was a few months.
Yeah. What was her name?
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
I know it's such a like. I know it's so like
Yeah.
a fruitful name.
R.I.P. Sprinkles.
I know. Yeah, I love my